Bawat Bata Makababasa, BBM Program. From crisis to commitment, building a nation of readers. Good day to all. A silent crisis has gripped our nation. Nearly 9 out of 10 Filipino children aged 10 cannot read and understand a simple passage. This is not just a challenge for schools. This is a national emergency that affects families, communities, and the future of the country. In response, the Department of Education launched a powerful initiative, the Bawat Bata Makababasa, BBM Program, starting with its pilot implementation on May 8, 2024, in Region 9, and now scaling to more regions under the ARAL Program umbrella. The BBM program is anchored on one powerful belief. Every child can and must learn to read. What makes this campaign extraordinary is its community-driven approach. It is not just DepEd that teaches, it is the whole nation. Teachers and volunteer tutors lead targeted 20-day reading sessions. Parents commit to learning at home. Barangays leaders ensure attendance. Medical professionals conduct vision screenings to remove physical barriers to reading. Private sector partners support with resources and logistics. In just a few days of implementation, inspiring stories have emerged. Children who could not recognize a single word now read Mama and Mesa with pride. These milestones, while small to some, are monumental to children who are finally discovering the power of words. This program is a call to action. We cannot afford to stand by. We need everyone's involvement, from households to halls of leadership. Let's make sure that reading becomes a right fulfilled, not a privilege denied. Because when we teach a child to read, we unlock their potential to dream, to create, and to transform their lives and communities. 1. What is the BBM program? The Bawat Bata Makababasa program is a national reading intervention of the Department of Education that aims to ensure all Filipino learners, especially in early grades, learn to read and understand texts appropriate to their grade level. It is grounded in the principle that reading is a foundational skill for lifelong learning. 2. Why was the BBM program created? It was developed in response to alarming data showing that a significant number of Filipino children are unable to read and comprehend simple texts. The World Bank reported that almost 9 in 10 Filipino children aged 10 are affected. BBM seeks to reverse this trend through community-based, targeted reading interventions. 3. Who can join and help with the BBM program? The program encourages participation from teachers, retired educators, youth volunteers, barangay officials, medical practitioners, private individuals, and parents. It is a whole-of-community movement that values everyone's contribution to improve literacy. 4. How does the 20-day reading tutorial work? Tutors are trained to deliver focused reading activities daily for 20 days. Sessions involve phonemic awareness, letter sound correspondence, word recognition, and comprehension strategies. Each learner is monitored for progress through simple, effective tools. 5. What kind of training do tutors receive? Tutors undergo capacity-building sessions where they learn literacy strategies based on research, contextualized instruction methods, and techniques that consider learners' emotional and cultural needs. These trainings ensure quality facilitation even by non-formal educators. 6. How does BBM ensure learners with vision problems can read? The program partners with medical professionals and private donors to conduct vision screenings and distribute eyeglasses to children in need. This guarantees that visual impairments do not hinder learning. 7. Is BBM only for struggling readers? While the program prioritizes non-readers and struggling readers in grades 1 to 3, it can be adapted to support all learners. BBM also reinforces reading habits among developing readers to help them gain fluency and confidence. 8. How is progress measured in the BBM program? Learners are assessed before, during, and after the intervention using simple diagnostic tools. These include letter recognition, decoding words, reading fluency, and basic comprehension tasks. Results guide the support each learner needs. 9. What makes BBM different from other reading programs? Unlike previous one-size-fits-all approaches, BBM is localized, inclusive, and community-led. It combines evidence-based reading instruction with volunteerism, family involvement, and strong LGU partnerships, making literacy a shared goal. 10. How can we bring BBM to our school or barangay? Coordinate with your school head or local DepEd office. proposed to organize volunteer training, identify learners in need, and mobilize community resources. BBM thrives when local solutions meet national priorities, and that starts with you. 11. Is the BBM program offered to all schools across the nation? Not yet. As of now, the BBM program is in its pilot phase, launched during the 2024 summer remedial reading period. It is being implemented in selected schools and regions only. However, the Department of Education plans to scale it up gradually across the country as part of the ARAL Program and the broader National Learning Recovery Program, NLRP. Nationwide implementation will follow after evaluations of the pilot's effectiveness. 12. Who are the pilot schools or regions involved in the BBM launch? The BBM program was initially piloted in Region 9, Zamboanga Peninsula, starting May 8, 2024. The rollout included nearly 7,000 public school teachers, volunteers, and local leaders who conducted the 20-day reading tutorial in selected elementary schools. These pilot schools are being closely monitored to generate insights and models for future implementation in other regions. The Bawat Bata Makababasa program is more than a reading campaign. It is a promise that no child will be left behind because they cannot read. It is a movement that mobilizes an entire nation around one cause, building a future where literacy is a birthright. The Bawat Bata Makababasa, BBM, program was conceptualized in response to a growing national concern: the Philippines' declining literacy rates, especially among early grade learners. Alarm bells rang loud in 2019 when international assessments such as PISA and SCAPLM revealed that a significant percentage of Filipino children lacked basic reading comprehension skills. These findings pushed education stakeholders into action and eventually inspired the launch of targeted interventions focused on foundational literacy. BBM did not emerge in isolation. It is rooted in the Department of Education's ARAL Program, Academic Recovery and Accessible Learning, which aims to address learning losses caused by the pandemic and systemic gaps in foundational skills. The BBM program takes these priorities further by focusing on structured reading remediation, community participation, and early grade interventions. It builds upon lessons learned from previous initiatives such as Every Child a Reader program, ECARP, and integrates insights from learning recovery efforts and catch-up plans. Though currently in its pilot phase, BBM is envisioned to become a cornerstone program of the Department of Education's National Learning Recovery Plan. With comprehensive evaluation mechanisms and scalable frameworks in place, BBM is expected to expand gradually to other regions. It marks the beginning of a transformative chapter in Philippine education, one where reading is a right, not a privilege, and where the collective resolve of communities becomes the driving force behind every child's ability to read and succeed. To our teachers, families, partners, and leaders, your action today can change a child's tomorrow. Let us be the generation that turned the page. Let us be the voice that read the first word. Let us build a nation of readers.